Hello everybody, I am Rashid Anwali, your teacher of English. I hope everyone is doing well. We haven't seen each other since I guess March the 16th, because of this coronavirus outbreak. So it is safer for you to stay at home during this crisis. I know it's a little bit difficult, but it's safer for you. I'm sure you're thinking about your studies, but don't worry about it, because inshallah we are going to keep in touch online with all the possible means. I guess now we are in Unit 5, right? In our textbook, Gateway to English. We have studied let's say the first two lessons of Unit 5, which is technology and science. If we do one unit each week, starting from now, you know that we still have 5 units to cover. So if we do one unit each week, in 5 weeks from now, you see, in 5 weeks from now, we will have finished the program, right? Or we may say, by the end of the first week of May 2020, by the end of the first week of May, we will have finished the program. Or another way, before the 15th of May 2020, we will have finished the program. Now please, I want you to pay attention. We will go back, we'll go back to the sentences, and I want you to focus on them. All right, let's go to the first sentence. In 5 weeks from now, we will have finished. We will have finished. In the second sentence, it's the same. By the end of the first week of May 2020, we will have finished the program. And it's almost the same, or it is the same actually. Before the 15th of May 2020, we will have finished the program. So, the sentences that you have seen here are in the future perfect. The future perfect, okay? So this is the sentence I have been repeating before. We will have finished. So this is the verb finish. This is the verb finish. We will have finished. So, what is the form of the future perfect? You know, in every tense, we need a form or a rule, okay? The second question that we're going to answer, when do we use the future perfect? And the last question, what are the time expressions connected to future perfect? So here we have 3 questions. The form, when, and the time expressions. Just to help you understand, the time expressions here we mean sometime if we're talking about the simple past, we use let's say yesterday, last night, last year, When we're talking about future, we use next week, tomorrow, so on and so forth. So time expressions that we use in the future perfect. Remember, the future perfect. So the first question, what is the form of the future perfect? So I hope you can still remember the sentence that I've told you, which is, we will have finished. We will have finished. So what is the form? That's right. The future perfect form is, we have subject, which is here in yellow, will have, this is the positive, and won't have if we are using the negative form. And finally, we have past participle. The past participle, this is what you have at the end of your textbook. You have a list of irregular verbs. Okay, irregular verbs, you have the infinitive, the simple past, and the past participle. This is usually how we mark it with the P and P, past participle. For example, we are going to study the verbs with all the subjects. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. By the way, the subject, it's the same whether we use the singular or the plural. It's almost the same, okay? There is no difference. It's not like what we have in the simple present. Okay, so as I said, we are going to study two examples of verbs. Regular verbs, like the verb finish. Finish in the affirmative form, we say, I or you or he will have finished. Will have finished. In the negative form, we say what? Go back to the rule. This is the rule. In the negative form, do we say will have or won't have? Yes, it's won't have. Yeah. Let's say I won't have finished. Now let's go to the other type of verbs, which is irregular. The verb that we're going to use is the verb, what? The verb eat. So, he or she or I will have eaten. Now remember, will have eaten. This is the past participle. And in the negative form, we say won't have eaten. All right. So in case you have some sort of difficulty, I advise you to pause the video, okay? To have a pause. You have a look at the rule, you copy it in your notebook so that you can understand the rest of the lesson. Okay, let's go to the second question. When do we use the future perfect? All right, that is necessary to understand. We use the future perfect when we talk about an action that happens before. Remember, an action that happens what? Before a specific time in future. Be careful. An action that happens before, not at, before a specific time in future. For example, I want you to have a look at this situation. Tomorrow, I am traveling to Fez. tomorrow I am traveling to Fez early in the morning. So when I say early in the morning, I mean at 6 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, at this time, people usually, most of them are still sleeping. Okay? Okay, tomorrow I'm traveling to Fez early in the morning and I need Ali's car. So I don't have a car. I need Ali to give me his car. He usually sleeps at 10 o'clock or 10 p.m. You see, this person, Ali, he doesn't stay up late. He sleeps at early time. So he usually sleeps at 10 p.m. or 10 o'clock and goes to work at 7. So remember when I say I am traveling early in the morning. So Ali sleeps early and I'm going to go early in the morning. So if I come knock at his door at 6 or 5 o'clock, he will be still sleeping, I guess. Okay? So what am I going to do? Meaning, what is the best way, the best time I can go and take his car? Okay, I will have taken, the verb take. Remember, I will have taken the car from Ali before 10 o'clock, because he sleeps at 10. So I'm going to take the car before 10. This is what we said here. Before a specific time in future. Okay, that's good. Now just be patient. We are going to study more examples. And remember the rule, okay? The rule is something important. I will have taken. It is will have. This is affirmative. And the verb taken in the past participle. All right. We are still in the second question, which is when do we use the future perfect? There is another case in which we use the future perfect. Is that when an action that finish or completes before, just like we said in the previous example, or at the end, or at a specific time in future. Remember, here we're using at, but the verb, which is finish or complete, it's not happens, it's finish or complete, meaning it's an end of a process. So an action that finish or completes before, at the end, or at a specific time in future. Now, of course, you are expecting an example, so let's study this situation. Today, remember, please, I want you to pay attention to every detail. Today is March the 28th. I have 60 films stored in my USB flash disk. Meaning, in my USB flash disk, I have 60 films. And today is the 28th of March. I will watch one movie every night. I will watch one movie every night. So the question is, how much time I need to watch all the films? Okay? meaning how many days? 60 films, one film every night. So this is it. I will have watched the past participle. I will have watched all the movies before the end of May. Here we have nearly 2 months. 2 months from the 28th of March to nearly the end of May. We have March, April and May. So we have 60 days. Okay? We can say the sentence in a different way. By the end of May, I would say this is in Arabic, مع نهاية شهر May. Okay? Yeah? By the end of May, I will have seen. Which verb is it? The verb see. Yes, the verb see in the past participle is seen. I will have seen all the movies. We say the movies we have 60. And the third example, which almost say in the same sentence or the same meaning in different words, by the 28th of May. You remember the 28th is number? Does it tell you something? Yeah, it is the 28th of March. It is connected to the 28th of March. By the 28th of May, we have 2 months here, I will have watched the past participle, all the movies. So please, I need you to go back to your irregular verb list and study. And I want you to study and give much more attention to the past participle. Okay, I will have watched all the movies. And finally, this is a fourth example. In 2 months from now, in 2 months from now, says in Arabic, I don't know if I'm right, but in 2 months from now, في بعد شهرين من الآن or خلال شهرين من الآن. So in 2 months from now, I will have seen all the movies. I'm talking about the movies in my USB flash disk. Okay. So the third question that we have planned to answer is, what are the time expressions connected to the future perfect? So could you please try to remember the time expressions that we used previously? Okay, we have some sort of expressions. We have by the end, in 2 months from now. Okay, so we have, for example, by. Here, by and it's plus an expression of or a time in future. Be careful, it must be a future. We can say, for example, 2021, 2022, and more. We cannot say 2019 because 19 is past simple. So by 2030 or a clock time or a time, okay, by 5 o'clock. So let's say that now it's 7 o'clock, so it should be 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, okay, by 5 o'clock, or by January. This is the month, January, February, March, okay. So I guess now we are still in April, yeah, okay. So we're talking about next or future months like May or June or July. The other expression is before. For example, before the end of the year, or before summer, or before 6 o'clock. And the third expression is in. Okay, in 10 years, in 5 years, in 3 months, we can even say in 3 months from now, okay, in 3 months from now, in 5 weeks from now, or in 10 years time, or in 5 years time. So all these expressions are possible. So you just go back to your textbook and you will find more expressions and more examples. And remember, doing exercises is going to help you a lot. Now, talking about exercises, shall we do an exercise together? So please, before we move to the exercises, I need you, when you have the sentences, I need you to pause the video, okay? Pause and do the exercises in a piece of paper or in a notebook. And then you play the videos to see the answers, okay? This is a way to practice. Okay, let's go. Put the verbs in the future perfect. So remember, future perfect, which talks about 2 types of verbs, regular and irregular. Go back to the table that we have seen before, regular and irregular, and we talks about negative and affirmative. Affirmative is have, will have, and negative is won't have. Of course, will have or won't have plus the past participle. It's a piece of cake. Please, I need you to focus. So, by midnight, Yunus celebrates his birthday. School end by July. I finish revising my lessons before the exam. Scientists not discover a cure to coronavirus before 2021. In 10 years' time, my father become 70 years old. And finally, in not more than 5 minutes, Barcelona score the second goal. Okay, here are the answers. Will have celebrated, will have ended, will have finished, won't have discovered, will have become, and will have scored. So please don't hesitate to do more exercises, because as we know, practice makes perfect. Okay, good luck to everyone, and please don't forget to do more exercises and send them to our group of discussion. Thank you so much, and see you soon, inshallah, in well and in good shape. Thank you so much.